Oh Shri Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Trigunatmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namo Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namah Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrar Swamini Moksha Pradayani Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namah
Welcome everyone. Welcome Madhav, and I'm Lynn, and your name? Anne. Hi Anne. Got Kanak and Paul and Chaitanya, and we won't make you remember all the names, but hearty welcome, and welcome to everyone on YouTube and Zoom. Nice to have you here. Our goal, of course, today is to have a lovely meditate together. Get connected to the power that created us, and just stop thinking for a while. So Madhav is going to tell us a little bit about one of our energy centres, and in fact what the whole energy system is. Madhav.
Easy. I guess I'll start from the beginning in case anyone is here for the first time online, or for Anne. But if you look at the chart just behind us, and there's a photo of a lady just above the chart, and that lady is called Shri Mataji, and she's the lady who started this meditation. And the chart shows what we call our subtle center. So it's the bits, it's like an energy system within us. And you'll notice that there's a little spiral and like a purple triangle, and that's what we call the Kundalini, if you're in India, or we can just call it the mothering energy. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And the whole point of what we're going to try and do and meditate is meditate and raise that Kundalini right up that little center line, right up to the top energy center, which looks like a flower, lots of kind of multicolored petals coming out of it. And when that happens, hopefully we'll all get a sense of peace and a relaxation and just not think for a bit, which is nice. But in doing so, that little mothering energy has to pass through 6 other energy centers. So there's a yellow one, and then there's a green one just above, and then a red one, and then a blue one, and then kind of a light blue, and then there's the top one. And those energy centers are little kind of areas which represent stages in human evolution or qualities within us. They're just located on our spine, starting with or just below it, and then going right up to the top of our head. And at the top of our head, we call the Sahasrara, that energy center. but physically it's the fontanelle bone. And as it goes up, it just pisses through the fontanelle bone. But really the point is that we just want to relax and not think for a bit. That's the whole kind of end game. There's a lot of chat about that. And I think Auntie Lynn over here is going to kind of show us how to do it, how to get to the top.
So the wonderful thing about this process of self-realization is where we all get connected to each other. So those of us who've done it before will be strengthening that process. And if it's anyone online or yourself doing this for the first time, you're just awakening an extra energy within yourself.
This is my second time.
Oh, okay, Anne.
When I was
Lovely.
on holiday in Queensland, I had one session.
Excellent. Also, we'll be strengthening that process. And for anyone online, you'll catch up with us all simply by going through this process of self-realization. So what we try to do is be in touch with the elements, the earth, the air, obviously. We've got a candle lit because those elements help keep us in balance. So you'll notice we've all taken our shoes off, so feel free to take your shoes off if you feel like it. Everyone online also, I'm sure you're already without any shoes on. So as you will have done before, and we put our attention towards the left side, we say some affirmations, and then we awaken our pure desire to be connected to Mother Nature, or that all-pervading energy. So we'll be using our right hand on the left side, and we'll just have the other hand open on our lap. So our two hands are open on our lap. Just be in a nice, relaxed position, and we can close our eyes. If your eyes are a bit twitchy and you prefer to keep them open, you can just look towards the flame or the photograph just to settle down our attention, which Madhav will tell us a little bit more about in a moment. So we're going to place our right hand on our heart, which is where our spirit resides. So that's the an essence of that all-pervading divine energy responsible for the growth of everything and everyone. So we're just going to ask the fundamental question, am I the spirit? So just try to keep breathing. Just being aware of your breathing, not trying to control it in any way. Am I the spirit? And now take our hand a little bit lower to the upper part of our stomach, just at the bottom of our ribs there. And our question to ourselves, to our spirit, is, am I my own master? Do I answer to myself, my true self? Or are my authority figures outside of myself? And down to the hip, just where the leg and the body join, we've got our right hand on the hip area. And here's where we awaken our pure desire. And we're asking the question to our mothering energy, to our Kundalini. Mother Kundalini, please awaken the pure knowledge within me. And just coming back up to the top of our stomach, with our Kundalini awakened, we can affirm that I am my own master. I am my own guru. Coming back up to the heart, I am the pure spirit. So anytime where we have some disturbing thoughts or we're not feeling happy about ourselves or what we've done, just this statement brings us to the reality. I am the pure spirit. So we don't have to identify with anything else but our spirit. And as we journey along in our Sahaja Yoga path, we'll feel all the lovely qualities of all of our chakras and energy centers. So let's go up to the next one, which is called the Vishuddhi chakra. It's at the neck and we're on the left side. So we're going to move our head to the right a little bit and just grab that shoulder neck area. And something that constricts this energy center. Not sure why I'm duplicated here. Oh, it's all right. Cameraman has fixed it for us. So what restricts this center, puts pressure here on our enjoyment of life, is if we feel guilty for anything. So this is a habit we've got. So let's just try to clear away any guilt, simply saying, I'm not guilty. Mother Kundalini, Mother Energy, I'm not guilty. Let's say this quite a few times. I'm not guilty. So it's a bit of a myth, feeling guilty. So it doesn't mean we're a good person if we feel guilty about things we might have done. It's identifying with our true nature, our spirit. Clear away all those misconceptions. That's our true path, that spirit. I'm not guilty. I'm not guilty. Now let's go up to the forehead, this Agya center it's called in Sanskrit. And we're dropping our head into the palm of our hand, holding it firmly with the fingers and the heel of the palm. And here to get through this center, this brain center that's always thinking too much, we simply forgive all the thoughts, we forgive everyone. And importantly, we forgive ourselves. So just repeating that to yourself, that I forgive everyone and everything, and I forgive myself. Just letting go of all the pressure of the thoughts that are not reality. I forgive. So we don't need to hold on to anything that's happened to us. We don't need to plan anything that's not yet happened. Just forgive and let go and enjoy the moment of the present. I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. Now, just in case of anything else lingering, let's take the back of our head. So we're tipping our head up, resting the back of our head in the palm. If I've made any mistakes against my spirit, please forgive me. Completely lighten the load on that poor brain of ours. If I've made any mistakes against my spirit, knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive me. And let's go up to that top energy center, the Sahasrara, 1,000-petaled lotus. So just, you can bend your head a little forward and flex your fingers back and just push the center of your palm into the center of the top of your head, moving the scalp in a clockwise direction, which is taking your hand forward, to the right, to the back, to the left. Quite firmly massaging the scalp in a clockwise direction, and you're asking the divine, Mother Kundalini, please strengthen my self-realization. Please establish my self-realization. And ultimately, please give me my self-realization. Now let's just raise our hand, that right hand, raise it up a little and try to feel what's happening on the top of your head. So you may feel a warm or a cool breeze, very light breeze. Could be far away, could be close. You can also check it by moving your hand a little forward and back. There where you think you're feeling something, bring that right hand down, take the left hand up. Bring it close to that fontanelle area and then just take it up. And when you're feeling that flow, keep your attention there, bringing both hands now open on your lap. And just enjoy that feeling. Just being aware of your hands and the top of your head. This is an actual feeling you're after. Not an idea, but a feeling. Enjoy that feeling. Feel your breath. Feel your forehead relaxing, the scalp relaxing on top of your head. Your attention rises a little bit above the top of your head. You should be starting to feel a bit of a flow from the top of your head and in the palms of your hands. Just see if there's any fingers that are tingling. If you're feeling more cool in one hand, warm in the other hand. So this is your hands now speaking to you. This is your collective consciousness. It just shows you where you are and where you need to put some attention. So if you feel any thinking starting, just take that right hand and touch the palm on the fontanelle bone area again, just to keep your attention up there, and then bring the hand down again. Just we'll add to that feeling in a little while. Just slowly opening your eyes. We'll do that raising of the Kundalini with our hands, the short form. Should we do that, Madhu? Mm-hmm. So we'll use our hands. The left hand is going up, the right hand is winding around it. This is how you'll raise your Kundalini. The beginning and the end of your meditation, tying a knot at the top. Yep, so the right hand's winding around the left. Again, 3 channels we have. The past, the present, and the future. 2 knots for the second time. And then the third time, we'll tie 3 knots. So we really want to keep our attention up there. And now with those vibrations that you're starting to feel in your hands now, let's place ourselves in a bandhan, which is the protection those vibrations are going to give us, over and back, over our body 7 times for each of those chakras or energy centers that Madhav's going to tell us a little bit more about. I must have done at least 7, I'd say. So you can feel that even more. vibrations. You're feeling vibrations in your hands? Yeah?
A little bit.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. So, Madhav, what can you tell us more about?
Okay. So when we went back and forward 7 times,
Yep.
that was because there are 7 energy centers in our subtle system, and they go right in the middle channel. And we talked about last week the first one, which is the orange one, which we call the Muladhara, and it's right at the bottom, and you're right there, yeah. And that one supports everything, so it's like the roots. It holds the entire subtle system up. But today we're going to talk about the yellow one, which in Sanskrit is called the Swadhisthana, and it's the second one. And physically, it manifests itself in your aortic plexus. And I'm not a doctor, so I looked that up because I didn't know what that was. And I'm told that the aortic plexus is a bunch of nerves in your abdomen around your aorta, which is actually the main artery in the body that comes from the heart, and it goes up and supplies blood to your head, and when it comes down, it supplies blood to the rest of your body, and down into your stomach and your legs. And it manages some organs in your body, so the liver and the spleen and the bottom of your stomach and some of your intestines and your pancreas. And we've got a little quality next to it, creativity. And those all seem like very different things, but they all come together quite nicely in that the Swadhisthana, in managing all those organs, helps regulate the creation of fat cells in your abdomen, which travel up to your brain and form grey matter, which is quite nice because it kind of captures everything together quite nicely. And when we say creativity, that refers to your ability to think and to rationalize and to act, but also your ability to not do all those things and just observe. And when we put our attention on the top of our head and in the process of what we just did, the goal is to not think, but observe. So you might find that you don't have to think, but you're still aware of everything around you. So you can hear what people are saying, and you can hear the cars going by or a dog barking, but you're not thinking about those things or reacting to them. They're just happening. And that's really what the second energy center, the Swadhisthana, is all about. It's about seeing those things but not reacting to them. And in doing all those things, it helps your attention and regulates your attention. And your attention is, I think, broadly your ability to focus on something without seeing it. Without thinking about it. So you might see a flower and won't think about what type of flower it is, or where is it growing, or is it out of season? It's just there and it's nice. And I think the next thing that's probably useful for everyone to know is what to do when it's out of sync, because it's about your attention.
And how do you know when it's out of sync?
Well, it's out of sync when you can't focus or when you're thinking too much. And things that might make it go out of sync is a lot of coffee, which I drink a lot of.
Oops. A few people have that problem.
Anything that you think might affect your attention. So if you have a lot of coffee or a lot of fatty foods, which kind of put you to sleep, or alcohol or any kind of stimulants or intoxicants, they might affect your liver and they might affect your ability to focus.
And what about if you feel something in your hands that's like before the...
Yeah, so we talked about you can feel things on your fingers. So when you might feel cool or tingling, the second energy center, the Swadhisthana, you can see your thumbs are yellow, and that matches the yellow color. So if you feel like a bit of a tingling, there might be, I don't know, if I have 2 or 3 coffees a day, which I usually do, I feel a little bit of tingling.
Oh, do you?
And so how do I fix that?
Sure, I didn't tingle after my coffee.
How do I fix that? I might feel scatty or kind of tired, but kind of a bit kind of antsy.
I know when I've had too much coffee. We don't do that.
We don't do that. Sometimes you have too much, like all good things. And so what do you do? I guess there's 2 things that you can do that we've talked about before. And you can put your left hand up.
Oh, yeah, we should do that too.
Yeah, and what we mean when you put your left hand up is you're asking the elements. So we talked about the elements before. You're trying to get all the heat and kind of that comes from your coffee, because it heats up your liver and your liver is trying to expel all that coffee. And just asking the heat, and you're asking the mothering energy within you to get all that heat out and put it in the air.
Yeah.
And then we talked about the elements before, and we did a foot soak, I think, 2 days ago.
We have done a foot soak.
And
together.
you're doing the same thing. You're asking mothering energy to take all the heat out of you into that water, to kind of just relax a little bit.
Which we might do next week as well, which you'll...
So I guess, and we also, when we talked about the first energy center yesterday, we didn't say...
we didn't talk about how to clear the imbalances if we're feeling the first energy center, which is our palms.
Your palms or your wrists?
So, the palms of your hands. If you're, the heel of your palm, actually, because the whole thing's the palm, and how you would clear that Muladhara center. So what are the things? It's pretty much still using the elements, isn't it?
Doing the same thing, sitting on the ground,
even sitting on the earth,
going for a walk, kind of
will
just
absorb
relax.
any imbalance.
Yeah.
And even the foot soak.
Mm-hmm. So I guess we can probably better to do something as opposed to talk about it.
And the other thing about the Swadhisthana as well is if it's the left side, it's the pure desire. And when your Swadhisthana is in good order, if you're a musician, say, or an artist, or you may just suddenly find that about yourself, that you're very musical, and you feel like painting or doing something, and that a nice balanced Swadhisthana, you might suddenly start being artistic. So,
or being relaxed, which is all I want to do. I think that probably the next step is just to see if we can clear it out, if there's anything there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's quite easy, just kind of relax. And as we did before, your right hand on your lap and your left hand up, and you just close your eyes and take a deep breath. And we want to put our attention on the top of our head and just relax, and we just say to ourselves inside, and we address the mothering energy within us, and just say to yourself, mothering energy, please take all the heat out of our Swadhisthana through our left hand into the air. And just try and see how you feel on your fingers. Relax, keep your attention on the top of your head and not think. If a thought comes, just let it go. You can take a deep breath in and out. Just relax. We can just try and relax for a couple of minutes. Keep our attention right on the top of our head. If a thought comes, you can just let it go. You don't have to engage with it. You can just let it just go by. You can just put your hands down and just see how you feel. You can just keep your eyes closed and just pay attention to your fingers. We can just pay attention to our thumbs for today to see how our thumbs feel. They might feel the same, or they might feel different. Because while looking at or thinking about your thumbs or feeling your thumbs, just try and feel how you are inside, whether you're relaxed. If you still feel a bit antsy or like you're a bit hot, you can just put your left hand up and keep your right hand on your lap, or otherwise you can just sit for maybe a minute and just see how you feel. You just slowly open your eyes. I don't know if did you feel any difference?
I did, actually. I felt it was quite pinging on the right thumb.
Mm.
I thought, oh, coffee has had a lot of effects. But then after we sat for some time, it's totally cleared. So good job.
Yeah, that's good. It's nice. And even if it doesn't clear the first time and it still feels a bit pingy or hot or kind of like it's tingling, you can put your feet in a kind of a coolish, because it's winter, bucket of water, or you can just relax and kind of. The other thing you can do is if you have an ice pack at home, you can put it on your stomach on the right side where it feels hot.
Yep, especially if you're feeling hot. The ice pack on.
Not for too long, but but yeah, I think it's just a feeling thing. It's all about how you feel and trying to just get to a stage where you're relaxed. I don't know, did you feel anything? Anne?
I actually could feel just a sensation there when we were doing it. Don't know if it was just
that's good. Feeling something is good. You can even sort of move it around, put it on top.
Oh, it's gone now.
Oh, it's gone.
It's gone.
But when you do feel
But I've got one just there now.
okay. Just feeling the flow kind of thing. That's good. That's good. Excellent. From second session feeling. It's really good. So you all should be feeling something now too in your hands, but if you want to talk about it at the end, we will, of course, give you an opportunity to chat, but that's good.
And I think it's important to say that we say it's good that you're feeling something or that everyone's feeling something, because as the mother energy rises, it kind of moves all those energy centers and they start kind of fizzing and kind of moving around, and all the kind of heat that builds up through the day when you're exercising or doing things or drinking coffee or at work and all those sort of things, that starts working out. So the fact that you're feeling something means that something's going well.
Connection is there. And I did liken it to now we've become a vacuum cleaner. We're out and about. So we're working on the environment as well, which is why it's also good to raise your kundalini and protect yourself so you're not sucking in too much. So you're just a lightly vacuuming in your environment. So, you don't feel that it's necessarily your own clearing you're doing. It's clearing for the world. And even our own unique combination of catches of this and that, imbalances of this and that. We're working it out for all our prototypes, that we are prototype for all the people like ourselves. So then after the 100 monkey syndrome kicks in, we will have done it for those other hundreds and hundreds who are the same as us. So it's an important job.
And I think maybe there's one last thing that I forgot to mention to kind of help your second energy center when it's feeling a bit hot or you're feeling a bit tired. It's just when we talked about doing a bandhan or raising the left to the right, just do half of that. And that really is just moving all the cool from your left onto your right side, just putting the heat on your right side down. It's just an
so you're going up so it's with your right hand again, left hand is on your lap, and you're just bringing it up over your head.
Pushing it right down.
And then come over again. It's just taking up on the left, down on the right. It does work a treat, actually.
I actually do it 7 times. Some people do it more.
Some people do it
less.
Somebody does it lots. Someone I know well.
They're all different things, and you kind of try them as you feel, and depending on how you feel and how much time you have.
Yeah.
And I think we've got a talk.
Oh yeah, we do.
And the talk is by Shri Mataji, the lady who started Sahaja Yoga, and I think it's on TV behind me.
Yep, we'll put the TV on. Let's go over here and start it.
So this center, that is what we call the Swadhisthana center, is a center that gives you your future energy, to think of your future, your planning, which gives you energy to bring forth the manifestation of the physical labor or physical exercise or physical work. This poor center has to work for one work, to convert the fat for the use of the brain. Now, if one center which has to do many other things starts doing only one work, all other things are neglected. As a result of that, you develop problems because it has to cater to your liver, to your pancreas, to your kidneys, to your spleen. And once it goes into action for one channelized work, it gets programmed for it. And then it cannot take care of these things. That's how you develop a bad liver. You develop a diabetes, kidney trouble, blood pressures. Also, you develop a very serious disease called blood cancer. Now, Sahaja Yoga can cure all these troubles. It's only physical. But it can cure even physical troubles, because if this center is brought to its normal behavior, if it is made to behave in a very normal way, you can easily cure all such diseases which come out of your overactivity, overthinking, over-imaginativeness. It's a very dangerous thing to always think about the future. For example, now we are here sitting down, we should be comfortably sitting down and talking to each other. Instead of that, now we are thinking, what am I going to go do tomorrow, or what am I going to do when I go home, how am I going to cook, what am I going to eat, or how I am going to take my train. All these futuristic behaviors lead you to a very funny personality. You become so futuristic that you forget the past. I met a gentleman who forgot even his own name. He forgot the name of his father, he forgot the name of his mother, and also, to the dismay of his wife, her name. And she started crying. She said, now what to do? He's forgotten everything. Now he is in a futuristic area. He just knows the future. Then he was to be pushed back again into the center. Then gradually he started remembering. Then he told me that he's chairman of one of the councils of a big district place in India. And he said he was. He said, no, I am. I said, that's good. That's better. Now you are in that state where you say, I am. So this is what happens. And this is what's going to happen to our societies here, which is very futuristic. So to cut it down, one can try anything. You may try anything. For example, you may show pictures of the past and things like that, but that is not going to bring back the horse. It's running very fast. The only thing that can work it out is the awakening of the Kundalini. When the Kundalini awakens itself, she makes the center enlightened, and the center itself resumes its normal shape, its normal behavior, and its normal condition. Apart from that, it has got a dynamic power or manifestation that this center which looks after our attention becomes enlightened, and our attention becomes enlightened, and the attention which is enlightened becomes dynamic. In the sense now, sitting down here, you can pay attention to anyone, just pay attention. You don't have to do anything. Just pay attention to that person and you can find out on your fingertips what's the matter with the person. Thousands of miles he may be. When Nixon was having trouble, suddenly I don't know. I said, find out about Nixon, how is he? And they said, Ma, he's in a terrible mess. Christ has said, your hands will speak. That's the time has come. These hands, which look so simple, but they are so intricate and so intricately built that the nerve endings are so microscopic that we cannot understand how much they can tell us, how far they can go. When the awakening takes place, you start feeling the vibrations around you, the all-pervading power which you have never felt before, through these fingertips, These fingertips, which we neglect, we misuse them, we use them for wrong things. These fingertips themselves get enlightened. And you start feeling them. That's what I said, that you have to get your awareness, which is enlightened. It's the awareness which has to manifest. And that's how you start feeling them on your fingers. It's wrong here, it's wrong there. You can see where is the problem. Now all these are related to your centers. These are 5, 6 and 7. 7 on the left and 7 on the right. So this is about your emotional side and this is about your right. About your physical and your rational, or you can say mental side. So you can make out a person how he is by just knowing whether you are getting heat from that person, whether you are getting burning from that person, whether they are getting numb, whether they are becoming heavy. And a rapport is established with the all-pervading power which informs you, get the messages. And the messages are so correct that even if you have 10 children who are realized souls, there are many children these days are born as realized souls. We don't understand children these days, but these days they are great children and they are born today because the time has come. This is the time of judgment time. This is the time of resurrection. This is the time about which people have described in all the scriptures.
Should we have a little meditation?
Sure. So I guess we could just get comfortable again. Just close your eyes and put our hands on our laps and keep our fingers open. Just take a deep breath and another. As we continue taking deep breaths, just see how you feel on your fingertips and on the top of your head. What we can do with our right hand is we can just put our attention on our palm, and as we raise our palm, we can raise our attention right till it gets to the top of our head on our fontanelle. And a good way to do it is just to press your right hand gently on top of your head onto your fontanelle. Just keep your attention there. Then slowly raise it and see if you can raise your attention with your right hand on the top of your head. And then just put your right hand back, but keep your attention right on top of your head. Take another deep breath and try not to think. And every time a thought comes, just let it go. Or you can just say, not this thought, but don't react to it, just let it go, watch it go. Keep your attention on top of your head. You can just try, relax and stay like this for a couple of minutes. And if you're still having trouble, just put your hand on top of your head and your attention at the same place and raise it a little bit. Just ask the Mother Kundalini to raise to the top of your head. You can ask her in your heart just to stay there. You just don't have to do it continually, just 2 or 3 times, and then just relax again and try not to again. And if a thought comes again, just let it go. You don't need to try too hard. If your attention ever wavers, so you start thinking, just put it right back with your hand to the top of your head. Just think, not this thought. Or not think, just say not this thought to yourself. Just put your attention up to the top of your head again. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Just see how you feel again. Are you feeling different from before or similar? Something changed or something's the same?
I need to speak a bit louder, I think.
Just see how you feel. Something the same or something different. You just want to see how you feel. And then try it again tomorrow, 5 minutes, and the next day for 5 minutes, and just keep on giving it a go.
Nice. If anyone has any questions, Anne, feel free. And those of you online, I'll give you the power and you can ask any questions you might have or any feedback you want to provide while we've got the Brains Trust here. Let me just give you that.
All right, I'm done.
Robert, how did you go? I happen to know there's a Robert there online. Well, I had a nice meditation. My second meditation was very nice. Build up.
Build up, yeah.
Mm.
And I think the nice way to end it is we do that same raising our mother energy, I think Bandhan again.
Yeah.
We just do it to the end something or to end the meditation. So right hand going around our left, just raising our attention right to the top. Keep your attention there. We just tie it up there so it stays up there until we next do it. And we do it again. We tie it up there twice. We do it a third time, tie it up there 3 times. So hopefully it stays there. If not, we can do it tomorrow. And then we put our right hand on our left and go 1/2 circle and back and do, that's 1. We do that 7 times. And that's 4, 5, 6, and 7. And that's essentially, that short things, everything we did in the beginning, but miniaturized. It makes it much easier, quicker.
Yeah. And you can never do it too many times, really.
I don't know, Anne, did you have any questions or anything you're curious about?
Sometimes I get sharp pains just anywhere. It could be in my foot or in my side or anywhere. There's no reason for them. Is that to do with tension or?
I'm not sure. Sometimes they just happen. I think it
Go
just,
away?
as long as it goes away. I mean,
Yeah, but it's like, you know how they have those voodoo dolls with pins. That
Oh.
feels like, but that's the
Oh, wow.
feeling.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Well, sometimes I've noticed things come very quickly and then they're gone a bit later. And often if there's a obstruction in a particular chakra, you do get a little bit of a pain and then it relaxes and goes away. I've noticed that, and I've been to see the GP and he sent me away saying,
Yeah. That's what they think.
Yeah.
If they don't know, they think you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. Good. Because if it's in a part of your body, it's still related. Your chakra is still the root of all your limbs.
Yeah.
So you can have a look which chakra it is, and then, you know, just massage the finger that is that chakra, whether it's the left side or the right side, just to hurry it on. But also
So there's a
interesting.
link for this meditation, is there?
For online?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got a WhatsApp group if you do you have WhatsApp? You don't do WhatsApp? Oh, that's okay. We can also send you messages or the links by message or by email. So if you want to write down your details there, I can send it to you each time in case. Put you on the list. I've got a list of people I send it out to, so not a problem. Thank you, Stanley. Hi, Stanley. Stanley said thank you very much. Nice to see you again, Stanley. Thanks for coming. Missing something?
that's if you wish to.
Okay.
Oh, there's lots of messages there.
And just specify which.
Oh, so Robert said, I had a surgery 1.5 weeks ago, and I wonder if I should meditate to help me recover faster.
Yes.
Yes, Robert. Sorry, I missed your message earlier, but now's a good time to talk about it. So certainly meditating will help recovery from surgery. Absolutely.
Socks would be good.
Yeah, I mean, I think do what you can, and do what
Yes.
you feel comfortable doing and what you're able to do, and take it slowly.
Yeah. So we'll probably do a foot soak next week. I mean, depends how debilitating your surgery is as to whether or not you can do anything more than just actually meditate. But certainly it should help with your recovery to meditate. We can talk about what you're feeling vibrationally as well and see if there's something more you can do. No problem at all being late. Welcome to come at any time. Oh, there's a new message. Is the ice pack, this is for you, is the ice pack on the front or the back?
Oh, I've never really thought of that. I always put it on the front because it's easy to put on the front, and I usually put it above my shirt so I don't get a freezer burn.
Oh,
That's really
yeah.
as much as far as I've thought, I think.
Yeah, I've put a tea towel around it and then put it.
Yeah, but yeah, just put it. I usually put it on your right liver, your liver is only on your right. I put it on the right side, the right stomach, the tea towel or a shirt over it, not
Yeah.
too long, and just kind of feel relaxed.
Yeah.
I've never really, I guess you could put it on the back side, but it'd be a bit hard to keep it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wherever you can keep it. I guess if you had a big scarf, you could tie it. Good question, Kate. Thank you. Okay, I think we're all caught up with the questions. So we...
I think for Robert,
we've got some more information for you, Robert.
is to meditate, but then he should go into thoughtlessness state. That's more important, which will heal it faster. So you gotta know all the things which you told him, you need to achieve thoughtlessness.
Okay, yep, that's a good
So,
point for us all.
He has to meditate regularly.
Did you hear that, Robert? You need to get into the thoughtless state. Make sure, I mean, it's actually something for all of us to make sure we get in the thoughtless state, but obviously for recovery, it definitely helps. Sometimes these things, it's hard to get into thoughtlessness if you're in hospital, for instance, and if you're drugged up and whatever, your brain gets really scatty. So you've got to try a lot harder. Oh, got another message. Oh, can ice pack reduce internal bleeding?
I'm not a doctor. I think that's more of a doctor's question, unfortunately.
I would think it might stop
Doctors,
down,
yeah.
but I don't think it'll stop it.
Yeah, you probably, you know, a heavy bleed, it's probably not going to do much, but obviously better than running around and being hot is if you're sitting around and or lying around and being cool. So it's not going to hurt, but it probably won't stop bleeding. That's kind of very physical. Medical attention first, and then just aiding the healing process with by keeping it remaining cool. You know, sometimes if you've got to take a lot of medication, it does heat you up. So cooling down is a good thing.
You need to consult the doctor.
But for the actual medical condition, take the doctor's advice. Oh, thanks everyone. Thanks, Robert, for those questions. We seem to be all thoughtless, so we might take everyone's leave. And thank you for joining. Come with your buckets next week if you're here, Anne. We'll have buckets here in case you come here. But that's using the water and the earth element. So we'll do a little spring cleaning our chakras.
Yep. So a little bit of water, a little bit of salt.
A towel for drying your feet afterwards. We'll have paper towel. And you can have a little jug of fresh water for rinsing off. And then, of course, always the bucket of water when you're finished, although we won't tell you to do it straight away, but at the end, you throw it in the toilet, rinse your bucket out, and you use that bucket only for the foot soak. So a special purpose. You may have already got one for our last time we had a foot soak, but if not, you've got a week to get one. And of course, if you come and join us in person, we've got lots of buckets for you.
Why can't you use it for anything else?
Just because, you know, if it's vibrations and some negativity, or you don't want to suddenly be, your clothes have got that negativity in them or something.
Okay.
So it's use it for that purpose only. Just, I mean, it may not do anything, but
So
on the off case.
Wash your hair filter for you.
Yeah, I wouldn't wash my hair in my foot soak bucket. I mean, you know, mentally you put your feet in it, but also you're extracting any negativity as well. And especially plastic buckets probably might get something in the cracks. Might be over exaggerating it, but that's the general rule. We just try to keep it for the foot soaks only. We can share the same bucket with family members. You rinse it out afterwards because we're probably all catching the same things anyway. But it goes in the loo, yeah.
It's a bit like, you know, we eat with a cutlery and that stays in the kitchen. It doesn't necessarily.
That's true. Yeah.
In the loo, for instance.
Yeah, that's right. So you wouldn't want to take the cutlery in there, even if you didn't actually touch anything, you still wouldn't want to take it in the loo. Yeah. See the value of that. That's a good analogy. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you next week. We'll say goodbye to everyone online and look forward to the next time with our foot soak buckets. Night, everyone. Thanks for coming. play the music.
About 3 legged.